Hey guys, so for my presentation, I decided to look at the correlation between parental degree, the highest level of degree parents have earned, and student SAT scores. So I was a high school student in Oregon. I took my SATs here, so I started by looking at Oregon. And I was really interested to see, it seems very clearly that the higher level of education that parents have had, the higher mean scores students are receiving. I made the choice to put no response as the first category because it was consistently the lowest mean scores throughout all the states I looked at. After I looked at Oregon, I wondered if it was just Oregon like this or if it seemed to be a trend. So I looked at California and Washington, the other two states along the West Coast. And I saw for both California and Washington that the mean scores increased as the parental degree increased. So to answer my original question, how does a parental degree influence student SAT scores? It appears that the higher level of parental education tends to yield higher test results, and that the no response is consistently the lowest and graduate degree is consistently the highest. I was a little bit curious about the no response and why students chose to put that. I wondered if it was either they weren't sure what degree their parent had, how far they'd gotten through formal education, or perhaps there was embarrassment about not wanting to say, at least in front of your peers, or when people might notice that your parents had not received like a graduate degree, for instance. I don't know, what do you guys think about that? The discussion, my graphs, I chose to use these graphs because I feel like they visually show the mean scores within the degree categories really well. And it makes it pretty easy to compare the mean across the exam categories. So like across both the writing and the math scores. And just overall, it really illustrates the correlation, and I think in a really clean and concise manner. For me, it makes it pretty easy to interpret these, and I like it to be nice and easy and clear and simplistic, so that's why I decided to go with these. A couple things of note, because the SAT website only had the mean scores, I couldn't use the raw data to try to find the true average, or rather to use the median or perhaps even the mode to make similar graphs and see how that affected the results. I found myself asking the question, why would the parental degree have an influence on SAT scores? And I came up with a couple things. I feel like it's probably cultural, so people who earn their graduate degree may place more emphasis on studying and focusing on school, while other people who may have joined the workforce earlier may want their students to be focusing on getting a job and earning money, supporting the family, maybe focusing on sports or other extracurricular activities. So do you guys have any other ideas about that? I'm really interested to hear like what your ideas are. And my last thing is, how do we even the playing field? How do we make it fair for everybody taking this? Because most of the time, kids don't really have an impact on what degree their parents earn unless the parents go back to college after they've started raising their kids. And so how do we even the playing field? How do we make it fair for everyone taking this test? Yeah, so let me know what you guys think about this. Thank you. Bye.